Yes, good coffee. We do receive a lot of emails and questions from you guys about our aquariums, how to make them so clear, what is the maintenance process. Maintenance is usually happening before the opening hours and after the business hours by our friend Gabor. He's making the water changes, trimmings, filter maintenance, and this only happens once a week on every aquarium. And in between two maintenance tasks, we usually check the aquariums every morning to make sure there are no human faults involved, nothing happened, no technical issues are there, because you know, it always happens. To keep these aquariums super clear, we need to make sure we catch the problems on time, we identify the issues and we address them immediately. So please join me today and let's check all these aquariums together. The first tank is a 240 liter tank. It's 6 months old now. We've started back in June 6th. It's a beautiful part of our gallery now, but heavily overgrown, so trimming definitely needed. The whole picture looks like a paint, by the way. Unfortunately, we can't keep it any longer in this form. No algae on the glass and the plants, no visible signs of deficiencies. Background plants are too dense in this form, so if we wait a few more weeks, then probably the stem plants will overtake the whole tank. Tripartita need to be removed as it grown like a weed. Filters running fine, skimmer is okay, the surface is clear. Twin Star is running, filter power is okay, so the filter is not clogged. CO2 reactor is running fine, bubble counter is okay. The CO2 cylinder is running out, so need a change. Tank number 2. This tank is 7 months old now. We started originally back in May 12 actually, but had to rescape and replant everything on July 17 because we had a catastrophic failure. Fish is moving nicely, it looks super healthy. I still see some staghorn algae in there in some places here and there, mainly on Riccardia now. We've thrown in a couple Siamese algae eaters to handle this issue and also fine-tuned on the CO2 level. Monte Carlo looks awesome after the last trimming. Bubble counter is okay, everything is purling, so it's super healthy, vivid green. To fix quickly the remaining staghorn algae would be better to trim the Riccardia, and the Siamese algae eaters will do the rest. Twin Star is running okay in mode 2, skimmer is running fine, surface is clear, filter is running fine, CO2 cylinder is okay, pressure is okay, and CO2 diffuser is clean. Tank number 3. This is a fresh one. We've started one and a half month ago. I still see some floating leaves here and there, so the skimmer needs to be cleaned frequently to avoid any problem. Since it's a new tank, we're checking more things here to make sure everything is okay. Carpet is fine, it's growing nicely, super healthy. I still see some staghorn on the micro showrooms. They are still adapting to the water condition, so I would say it's okay. Stems are running fine in the background, surface is clean, filters are running, and as I see, the algae eaters are doing a nice job, which is very important on a fresh tank. Filters are okay, CO2 reactor is okay, bubble counter is okay, pressure is fine, CO2 level looks fine. However, Hemianthus cuba is not purling, so this is a sign of a low CO2 level. Maybe a little tweak is needed here, and that would also help on the staghorn algae problems. Tank number 4. This aquarium is probably the oldest one in our gallery, started back in November by George Farmer, so it's over a year old now. It definitely needs change. We could keep it running for much longer, but in a shop like us we need to update our tanks in every 8 or 12 months to keep up the excitement for our visitors. Ludwig Super Red is a little bit overgrown here, so definitely need a trimming. Carpet looks nice and healthy, fishes active, super healthy. Anubias and Bucephalus need a little trimming. I don't see any brush algae on Bucephalus, so everything is super healthy. Cyperusus has some green dot. I would say it's normal, but the old leaves need to be removed so the plants can push the energy to the new growth. Oh, by the way, the plant is flowering, which is not so common, so once you have a strong light, they start to shoot out flowers above the surface. Got many questions from you guys about how far we are using the solar RGBs above our surface. This is 30 cm in average in the gallery. Moss on the bottom of the tank looks a little bit weak. Maybe some phosphate would help on them. We plan to rescape it soon, so we just try to conserve the current look till the rescape happens. Skimmer is running fine, surface is clear, water temperature is 22.9 Celsius, which is fine. CO2 is fine, pressure is fine, counter is okay. We're using 3 bubbles per second here. In general, this tank looks good, just a little trimming needed until the rescape happens. Tank number 5. The big boy, the 650 liters tank, the largest one in our showroom. 6.5 months old now, started back in May 16th, and it's a wonderful piece. Now checking the tank, it's evaporated and it's not refilled, so this is a problem and need to be fixed. Side glass has a green dot, so probably the window shaders left open because the light is hitting from the sides. Mosses are super healthy, no dirt, no sign of algae, no hair algae, which is very common with mosses. Probably the heavy filtration under this tank also helps us to keep these mosses super healthy on the long term without any extreme maintenance. The tank is heavily overgrown, so definitely a big trimming is needed. Sand is super clear. Gabor is doing a great job with these sand parts and the cleaning, which is super nice to look at. Fishes looks great. Bosomanis are really colorful, super awesome, very healthy. Plants even in the shadow looks great. Stem plants are good, Myrophyllum, Rotellas, Stellata is great. Surface on the left hand side is great where the skimmer is placed, but on the right hand side is not really good. That's probably because of the overgrown stem plants. Make sure that the surface is always good. Filters are running fine. This giant filter is a beast, need only just a little care and cleaning. It's fully filled with biomedia. CO2 reactor is good, need a little more attention as it clogs tinily. Bubble counter is okay. Auto doser containers are good but running out soon. Chemical filter is running fine on the other side of the tank. Overall, the tank is great, big trimming is needed, and make sure the window shaders are closed. They're not causing additional problems for us. Tank number 6. This is a 450 liter tank, also 6.5 month old, started almost the same time as the other one, the big one. We trimmed it a week ago. Sand is cleaned since the trimming. Carpet is greening back where we had some brown patches. Plant looks great, no sign of algae, no hair, no stress after the trimming. Even the Rotelvalici, which is very sensitive for the trimming, it looks great. Skimmer is okay, surface is okay. Skimmer, however, need to be cleaned. Twin star is okay, but the reactor, how is that? This is why these checks is needed to make sure that there's no problems. So of course it's a smaller reactor and need to be replaced for a large one. Filters are running fine here. UV is okay. Doser, auto doser is fine. Cans are fine. No need to be refilled at this moment. CO2 is running fine, but the counter shows that we are not dosing enough. Wait a minute. Tube is just broken. So that might be the reason why the bubble counter doesn't show the real numbers. Soft tubes will cause you more problems with the CO2. Starugina and Hemianthus micranthemoides also growing back nicely. The replanted Rotella agera, Valici and Pogostemon started to grow back since the trimming. No sign of stress on plants, things are good. Alright, move on. Tank number 7. This aquarium is 6 months old and it's built, and if you follow our channels you know that it's built differently than the others. We use some filtration here, and because of that we need to check a couple more things here. Water level is fine because of the sump filter. Also the surface is clear. Plant looks good, maybe a little too dark. Also after the solar RGBs, this T5s looks a little bit less colorful, not so vivid, so maybe that's the trick to our eyes. Anubias bucephalanders are fine, no sign of green dot. Lotus is trimmed back and it shows some iron deficiency, so may need some root sticks. Because of the 6 months, the soil run out of nutrients, so with a little extra iron, this plant will be much nicer. Orbitus looks good, but the black leaves need to be removed. Myrophyllum Guyana, super healthy. Fishes are great. Shrimps also doing great. However, we only have just a few amino shrimps because the shrimps just escaping to the sump filter. Emerged plants could be healthier. Probably it's a humidity issue in the room. The The sump filter is cleaned a week ago, but water needs to be upped in the filter. No problems on the filtration side, pipes looks good, everything is fine, CO2 is fine, cylinder is fine. Overall the tank looks super good. Tank number 8. This is also 6 months old now. Just quickly checking, we see floating leaves on the surface, so the skimmer is not doing the job completely. And after checking the skimmer, the power is just set to minimal, so that's not good for an aquarium size like this, because it's not doing the job. Maybe our maintenance team just turned it down because of the fishes. As an alternate option would be to set up max power, but to put it into a timer and run it for 5 or 10 minutes per day, and then you will not have a fish problem. So this definitely needs to be checked. In this aquarium we have a very sensitive carpeting plant, which is elatine. Elatine itself is not too sensitive, but it's sensitive for temperature and CO2. And we had a heat shock earlier this year when the air conditioning in the room was down and the plants just got brown shortly after that. So it's still struggling, but we do our best to help on it and make it healthy again. So we trimmed the elatine and also upped the CO2 level a little bit, and let's see how this will work. Other plants in the aquariums are great. Miraphilum Guyana looking good, Gratiera is great, stones are super clear, thanks for the maintenance. Ricardia is also in great shape. Starogina having some hair algae on one of the sides of the tank. This happened at the same time when we started to have problems with the carpet, so maybe the two things is connected to each other. CO2 circulation is not perfect in this tank, and I see some algae where the CO2 need to travel the most, so probably CO2 level need to be checked. On the other side of the aquarium everything looks fine. CO2 is running, cylinder is fine, drop checker is good. Ready to go to the next one. Tank number 9. We've updated this aquarium in the past few weeks, and since then the plant's grown a lot. Since the base of the aquarium was pretty old, 1.5 years old or something, we see some deficiencies and some typical problems what you face with when you have a mature tank. For example, the carpet needs a proper trimming, and also you need to use root sticks to make this carpet healthier again. Stem pans, what we've used on the update, needs a big trimming. Skimmer is running fine here, CO2 cylinder is okay, filter is okay. A lot of CO2 is injected to this tank. That's something what also need to be checked closely. Maybe that also causing some issues with the carpeting. You know, if you overdose the CO2, you will have some hair algae sometimes. Plants are super colorful, the Twinstar light really helps with the red ones. In general the tank is okay, but a trimming is needed and some fine tunes needed to make it perfect. Tank number 10. It's a 64 liter tank, updated a while ago. This is probably one of the oldest small tanks we've moved over from the old showroom, and we'll still keep it running with a couple tweaks here and there. I don't see any CO2 deficiencies here. This hemianthus looks beautiful here. No brown patches, grows back nicely after the trimmings. Carpet is good, sand is super clear, stones are clean. The plants in the back looks a little bit pale, I would say. We're using Aquascape Moon here over the tank, and that light has a yellowish tone. We're losing a little bit of red colors, but in overall, because it's super intense light, the plants are growing really nicely. I only miss the colors here. It means the sucker need to be replaced as it's floating all the way. CO2 is okay, filter is running fine. This tank is done. The next one. Tank number 11. Wow, tripartite is way too much here. Try to overtake the layout, so definitely need a big trimming, or maybe a whole rescape is needed, as it's very hard to keep tripartite in shape on the long term. This tank is also 6 months old now. Moss looks great here, healthy, and because of the Aquascape G, the greens are really popping up. CO2 level is okay based on a drop checker. And on a close-up shot, I see some mosses under the tripartite. If you trim the moss and you're not enough careful, the moss falling down and overtake any carpet in your tank. If we let this tank go, then after a few months, the moss will just kill off the tripartite probably and overtake the whole layout. Not always the fastest growing is the winner. The slow but less demanding, mostly winner on the long term. Fishes are nice and healthy here. Trimming is definitely needed. Another option would be just to remove tripartite completely, keep the moss covered stones and use different carpeting plants, or maybe just tweak the layout a little bit, but probably a full rescape is a much better idea. Tank number 12. It's a 20-liter tank. It's a base Denali Nano aquarium. We replaced, however, the lighting for the ONF flat nano, which gives more power, and we expect to have a better growth and better colors, of course. But the filter is the nano filter from the Denali Nano kit. We added in an Aquarius CO2 system. Fishes are good, shrimps are good here, no major algae issues, which is good, especially as the tank is placed in the entrance of our showroom where we have much more natural light, and the updated ONF light gives also more power. However, the stems need to be trimmed back, as when it stops the surface movement and the fish food just stuck into the stem plants, the algae will appear, as you can see on the close-up shot. So we need to trim back the stem plants to fix it. We need to put more attention to the overfeeding, as this filter is not capable to handle this task, but in general it's okay. It's an easy care tank, slower growing plants, sand is clean, wood is clean, in general it looks good. As you can see, it's a real team effort to keep up the showroom in the form throughout the year. On the maintenance, you have a lot of help from Vicky, who is helping with the fertilizers. Lori on our team is feeding the fishes. Gabor is doing the heavy lifting on the maintenance task. Maki is helping us with the maintenance also and with the technical parts. I'm also helping with the trimmings here and there and diagnose the aquariums every day to make sure nothing is missed. And on the escaping side, we have Balázs, Tommy, Donny, Vicky, and also by myself and Attila, who is helping to create the aquarium. So it's a real team effort. And we don't stop here. New display is coming. Finally, we received the new parts for that. It's a circular tank and will be placed in the entrance. You will see a video about it. And this new tank will be the first aquarium what you see when you enter into a showroom. So we're quite excited about that. Alright, that's all for today. Hope you liked the tour and the diagnosis on our tanks. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, as more aquascaping content is coming. It was Viktor from Green Aqua. Thank you and see you in our next video.